I think many of us were raised in a sense of chaos. Many of us felt like chaos was the most natural thing. And I know that was definitely true for myself. And as chaos becomes your norm, your home, how you know yourself in relation to what I've found really throughout my life until fairly recently, when I really have been looking at it, is that I would create sources of chaos. I would be in really great positions. Things would be really going well. And then I would self sabotage. I'd find some way to absolutely self sabotage. Now, some of those times that I sabotaged my life was kind of actually what needed to happen because I wasn't living true to myself. I wasn't living authentic. So my path to becoming more of an authentic self started with a major source of self sabotage, which at the time was exactly what I needed. But you can only burn down the bridge so many times, before it just becomes a pattern and does not become helpful. And so I want to ask for everybody, including myself, to really be looking at how are we self-sabotaging? And is it because we are just more comfortable living in a sense of chaos? Is it something that we were raised in? They say that the sins of the fathers are visited upon the sons. I think the same can be said for mothers too, because the Bible is very patriarchal. But I do believe that we have actual our DNA is actually informed, by the way we were raised, the way our parents were raised, the way they felt about things really gets passed on. And that's a generational thing, but I also think it's because it can become our mission, our purpose, and perhaps even our gift to be able our descendants to be able to heal those things. And perhaps in the time frame of our descendants, they were dealing with much bigger issues, because really when you're working on your own patterns and your own shadows and really working through your fears, that's actually a very privileged place to be, especially when you're looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It means when we're getting to those places where we're actually working on our inner selves, that means we must have some sense of security in our lives. So number one, you can realize the privilege if you are noticing these patterns that you really want to work on. And number two, number one, you can realize the absolute privilege of it, number one. And number two, perhaps you can look at it as a way to give back for the work that was done for you, because we do stand on the generations from before, with our technology and with the way the world is set up. There's so many things that we enjoy that we didn't create. There's trees, there's fruits of trees that we eat from, and we didn't plant the trees. So not everything that we have inherited is bad, and you can realize or come to a decision or come from a perspective that everything is information, everything is wisdom, and it is how we use that wisdom. So even if something doesn't feel good, it still is a source of wisdom, it still is a source of information. So it really has to do with perspective, whether you're going to allow yourself to stay within a victim mindset, or whether you're going to find a way to deal with what you have going on and just find a way to thrive and move forward. I know for me in my life, it was first about learning how I could literally just survive. And then once I had learned those characteristics and those traits and those skills, then it was about, okay, how do I use this to actually thrive and move forward? So again, come back to just the question. I'm wondering how many of us out there were raised in a sense of chaos. How many of us thought that was the norm or how we were supposed to live, and it's the only space that we feel comfortable being in. And so we find ourselves creating these places of chaos moving forward. I mean, it's something that you can so absolutely see in other people's lives. It's so easy to fix other people's lives because you can see from the outside, how they've created their own chaos. Well, perhaps you can step back and look at your own life and How am I creating my own personal chaos? How am I doing that? And how can I learn to come from a place of peace, from a place of calm, from a place of joy, from a place of complete and total presence? How can I be here present in my awareness, which is the only place that life happens, is in the right now? How can I come to that? And how can I work through what I need to work through and let go what I need to let go of? So just something I've been thinking about tonight. Hopefully that's helpful. Maybe, maybe not. But until later, love, peace, and release.
Coffee on the counter, laundry on the chair, half-read books everywhere, everywhere. Phone screen cracked, but it still lights up my face. Heart off track, yet I like this crooked pace. Every sharp little edge, every glass on the floor feels like a key in a lock, like I've been here before. Why does chaos feel like home? Like I was built from broken stone. All these scattered pieces draw a map I know. Why does chaos feel like home? Like I'm safest when I'm close to the clear, to the cracks, to the undertow. Plans on the fridge, all marked maybe. Plants in the sink, still somehow green. Voices in my head, having late night debates. But the silence always scares me more than the waves. Every unmade bed, every thought out of line holds me steady somehow in this crooked design. Maybe I'll learn love in the ruins, trust in the tremors, grace in the bruising. If calm ever comes, will it feel unknown? If I'm not on the edge, will I still be my own? Coffee on the counter, laundry on the chair, half-read books everywhere, everywhere. Phone screen cracked, but it still lights up my face. Heart off track, yet I like this crooked pace. Every sharp little edge, every glass on the floor feels like a key in a lock, like I've been here before. Why does chaos feel like home? Like I was built from broken stone. All these scattered pieces draw a map I know. Why does chaos feel like home? Like I'm safest when I'm close to the cliff, to the cracks, to the undertow. Plans on the fridge, all marked maybe. Plants in the sink, still somehow green. Voices in my head, having late night debates. But the silence always scares me more than the waves. Every unmade bed, every thought out of line holds me steady somehow in this crooked design. Maybe I'll learn love in the ruins, trust in the tremors, grace in the bruising. If calm ever comes, will it feel unknown? If I'm not